Hey everybody, so we are back with the Alpha 20. This is the second dev stream. We're going to be talking to Eric, Allan, Hernan, and Earl. They're going to be showing us some POIs. Technically I'm going to be driving, but we're going to go through some POIs. Allan's going to show us the new player build menu. Once again, I'll be driving, but still. He's going to talk about it. And yeah, it's going to be hopefully a lot of fun. We will do a Q&A at the end. Once we get through everything, we kind of want to show... actually, honestly, I don't know how many POIs we're showing. We're going to show a lot. But there's a ton of POIs coming to Alpha 20. But yeah, so here, I'm going to let Eric go ahead and introduce himself. Go ahead, Eric.
I'm Eric, and I worked at places like Electronic Arts on 007 games, and a bunch of other places, 3D Realms, a little game called the Nukem Forever. And I've been with the Fun Pimps since 2014, making the POIs. And,
Okay.
Yeah, been fun.
So Eric's the only one who has a camera on, so we're gonna be showing pictures of everybody. So here we go. Here is Allan. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, it's Allan Reeves, system designer. I've been with the Fun Pimps since 2017. You guys may have seen me around as a QA tester in the past. Then in January, became a system designer.
Okay, and then next is Hernan.
Hi everybody, I'm Hernan. I've been working for the Fun Pimps for more than a year by now. You may know some of my work before the working for the Fun Pimps, as I made some POIs like the Ancient Mall and Quiet Pines POI and a couple mods like Unnecessary but Beautiful. But then I began working for the Fun Pimps last year. I made some POIs which came into Alpha 19, and I've been making a bunch for those for A20, so you will be seeing a lot of work there.
Okay, and then last but not least, here is Earl.
Hey guys, I'm Earl Kiamzon, level designer. This is actually a picture of my son Samuel, not child labor. And I actually joined the level design team just this year under the guidance of Eric and Brad. But I've actually been creating fan-made POIs for some time, since Alpha 5 and 6. Some of you may know me as Lazman on the forums.
Okay, and so I think what we're going to start with, actually I'm going to pull Eric up for a minute while I get the game, so you have someone to look at while I get the game up and running. And then we're going to actually probably show the player build menu first. Did we want to do that? We want to do that in the editor, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So I'm gonna pull up the POI editor. Allan is gonna kind of drive us through that. Actually, they asked Allan and Eric if you could turn up your volume just a little bit, your mic volume.
Yeah.
And yeah, so give me just a sec. Game's loading up, and then I will click over, and then you will see just the game and myself. Now, how's everybody doing tonight? Oh, there it goes. Okay.
You guys hear me better now? Is that better? Is it better?
I mean, I think so.
All right, cool.
And
How
then
about me,
now-
chat? How's it going? Are we doing a little bit better on the volume? Everybody scream, Allan, it sounds amazing.
Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of Eric's face for a little bit.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's fine. And then yeah, so I'm gonna pull out the level editor. Allan is gonna be doing some of the talking, actually most of it. I can't see chat anymore with the setup I have. It just doesn't work. So please don't be talking bad about me right now, because I can't see it. Okay. Loading game data.
Holla to Argentina.
Okay, so I'm now on the level editor, and a map that I don't think y'all want me to show. Yeah. Oof,
Yeah.
man. Okay, let's just come over here to a corner.
You can show it later, but
Yeah.
it's on the list. But
We'll show it, but just I don't want to show it to you yet, everybody. Okay, so Alan, what am I getting out? Which?
If you just open up the creative menu, that would probably be
Okay.
a good place to start. So as you can see here, we've revamped the creative menu, organized everything into different categories there on the left-hand side. You've got the different shape menu icons up at the top there. You got the different categories of wood and brick and so on and so forth. Then you get the props mostly for level design. Then you got the user props, and then the user items. If you want to click on any of those, Lathan, and show just a couple, just different categories.
Sure. Destruction.
Try to organize these into subcategories as well. So you got like construction, destruction, electrical. You've even got residential, commercial, and industrial, doors and windows, things like that. And then if you click on the say wood at the top left there, and basically what you'll see is every shape in the game. You can see right there in this version there's 1,201 total shapes, and you pretty much just shift click on any of those and it's instantly a wood block that's in your backpack. So we have wood, cobble, corrugated metal, concrete, steel, cloth, and then we still have in the last category there we have the brick and the awning pieces.
Okay.
As well as the regular frames.
Oof, that's a lot.
Yeah. From there, if you were to just in a creative menu, just type in VAR.
Okay.
Oh, you've already got one there. Yeah, if you
want to
close
just
out
use
the
that one?
creative. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'm there.
All right. So basically, if you hit Shift R or if you hold R, you'll get the radial menu, and it will allow you to select a shape. This is the screen that the player will see, and you can tell that it's laid out almost like the creative menu, but this is for the shapes only. And what you'll do is you'll collect wood, you'll craft a frame shape, and then with that variable helper block that's in your toolbar, you can then select any shape in the game. The frame shapes are a little different than the frames that you're used to. They're no longer a see-through like 2x4 style frame. They're more of a box style frame, and those will then be placed. You can kind of lay out your base, you can pick them up, put them back down, change the shape of them if you want, and then you can finally upgrade them to wood, cobble, and so on.
Okay.
So we hope this isn't too much of a change for you guys, but I know with the people that have been playtesting so far, everybody's loving it. Just the variety of shapes are amazing. Still adding more as we go over the next couple of weeks. Can't wait for you guys to get it.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to show, or should we now move on to Eric showing us or getting us to look at our first POIs of the night?
Yeah, let's move on over to POIs.
Cool. So Eric, where would you like me to go first?
Well, you're already in this POI, so you can kind of show off, the update if you want, like fly around it and.
Okay, here, let me do one. Let me get rid of everything out of my inventory. Okay.
Yeah, you got a full toolbar there.
So, did you want me to just kind of fly through?
Just fly
Like through the
up and
path?
around. And
Up and around? Okay.
you can do a little bit of the path too if you wanted to.
Okay, so how about this? We'll go around the building a little bit. This is
What time of day do you got there?
12:18.
Noon or something?
Yeah.
Some of you may recognize this, and I think Rick mentioned it in the last stream, but I hadn't checked in the update yet, so a little bit early for that. But we have an update to the apartments that you guys may remember if you've played this before, and tried to preserve as much as I could of what was good about I believe it was the A17 version. When this was originally built or remade or whatever, I can't remember now. And there's some updates. I always wanted this to be a security like booth kind of area for the parking garage, and we just didn't back in like A17. We didn't have the props for a lot of that stuff, so it was pretty empty back then, pretty bare and empty.
Do you want me to play test it instead of just flying through, or it's up to you?
You can if you want to.
I mean,
play a few minutes. It's pretty long.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We'll just go through like just this downstairs area.
It takes. So I mean, this is a tier 5. I don't remember what it was originally. It might have been tier 4 originally. I don't remember now. But it's a tier 5, and it takes over an hour to play by yourself. Now, of course, with a co-op party, you could probably breeze through it in about 25 minutes or something. But
okay.
That was one reason I wanted to update it too, was because I know people like to play with their friends and go clear POIs, and we need a lot more of that kind of content to keep people busy with their friends on servers and stuff. So I wanted to get an update in for this alpha so that people could enjoy kind of a facelift of an older POI that was a higher tier.
Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a pistol. I'm fine. A little bit of ammo.
Yes.
Actually, I need this just because there's something we don't want you to see, and if it pops up, then I have to kill it with fire. Okay. Everybody's like, "What?
No.
Show me."
Yeah, we just don't want to steal the thunder of the character team. So they're going to be talking about the work. We don't want to kind of cover that in our stream. So
exactly. There's hidden ones, ones that you may or may not have seen in the first stream, but we don't want to show you them in action. So if they pop up, then I'm going to quickly dev a pistol them, and they will disappear. So let's go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, good. Those extra 6 bullets. I'm not going to loot everything. Let's look around, everybody. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna stay in this garage, just kind of look around in here, but we're not gonna go any further. Not gonna go to the second floor or anything. So we do want to leave secrets. We want you to enjoy all these, but we want you to see the work that was done. Oh, what's that? Actually, I don't think we're gonna show you that.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
They'll get to see it soon.
Yeah.
Oh.
That out of here. Okay, so this is the generator for the restore power. We're actually not going to show it tonight because we want to show it in a... Oh, damn it, get off me. In a more final... Why'd you have to put so many zombies down here? I was trying to talk, man.
It's a tier 5. Yeah, this one, one of the things I wanted to do with this parking garage is kind of communicate to players early that, if you try to just walk in here at a lower level or by yourself, you're going to find out that it's pretty difficult. And that's just kind of like your warning that, hey, you're not ready, you better be ready. There's quite a bit of tough encounters in here.
Is there a lot down there, or should we just call it here? I mean, do you want me to show them down
No,
there?
if you want to go down there, you can. We won't show the other half of it. There's another half of it that is. We'll leave that for. You can peek around the corner there. Oh.
That was. Yeah, my lightning fast reflexes that I talked about went away right there.
So
you
if you
saw
wanted to
nothing,
tease-
everybody. Nothing.
You want to tease the other side of this? You can go look at that by those bars, but back where you came from.
Oh, okay. So back down inside. What, like over here? No, that's not what you're talking about.
I'm talking about where you first entered.
Oh, there. Okay. Oh, I see a door, everybody.
Yeah, there's more. There's more to explore. I tried to build in a little bit more optional exploration in here.
Yeah.
Some of the other people on the team mentioned certain other games that they enjoy, that they are inspired by, that they thought that this would, pay an homage to, which I'm sure some players can guess. But
yeah, I mean, this is. Yeah, I don't want to take us upstairs or anything, so I think we're probably good here. Let me do one.
Yeah, we're
thing real
probably
quick.
let them enjoy it.
Let me
But
get
yeah,
that.
so this got a nice update. We've had some of the QA testers play it, and they've had a few surprises that they didn't foresee that were coming as they played, and I think they had fun. So I'm hoping players have fun too.
Okay, so where would you like me to go next?
Remnant Downtown Filler 02.
Okay. So everybody, we
Welcome
will
back.
not be showing. We won't be showing a lot of random gen. We will just be showing the POIs themselves. We have a different night coming for random gen specifically. Hey, you all didn't see the spider. I don't know what you thought you saw, but that wasn't the spider. Okay. Maybe it was, but everybody pretend like you didn't see it. Okay, so what was that again? You said
Remnant Downtown Filler 02.
Downtown Filler 02.
And talk about some of the newer remnants that we've been working on a little bit.
Do you want me to go in or just stay in the editor?
You don't need to play it, but you can fly around. You can fly around inside a little bit too if you want to.
All right.
There's not much to give away in this one because it is a remnant. It's not a questable POI, so there's not really a lot of zombies.
All the zombies.
This is kind
Go
of
ahead.
really kind of the concept for this remnant was with the idea that players sometimes take over these abandoned buildings as bases. So I put a lot of thought into kind of giving a quadrant approach. Like there's 4 corners of the building in various levels of destruction, and if you were to go to the center, the second floor, I can kind of show you. This kind of is sort of a little storytelling that I've tried to do, that where survivors may have tried to hole up here, but they didn't make it. But they might have left you behind a few goodies, and you could try to take this over as a base if you want to. Now, some of these, we've started to test these a little bit more with large hordes of zombies to see kind of how they pass through it and where they get, where the zombies climb up and where they go. And it kind of worked as I hoped. This kind of becomes the defense high ground, and it's pretty interesting. We're playing with more ideas like that, where remnants or abandoned buildings could be possibly defendable for the tower defense aspects of the game. And trying to design stuff with that in mind is challenging and pretty fun to do. And hopefully players enjoy it too. If they pull up in some of these places at night, they may find some benefits to certain areas of the remnant over others. And
This one's really nice. I like this.
yeah. Oh, you know where the sleepers are now.
Everybody
no.
memorize where all of them are.
Yeah. And all of the POIs tonight, memorize
Yeah.
everything. No, you will not be able to, but you can go ahead and try.
That's fine.
No, so yeah, we've been working hard on some remnants, more remnants too, so that there's easier POIs to just kind of wander into and take over if you want, or just loot them if you want for what little loot they might have. They're not usually they're not very heavy on loot, but
Yeah.
there is a little bit tucked away and maybe a couple secrets here and there. So, yep, that's that one.
Okay. Where am I
did you
going
want-
next?
Where are you going next?
Yeah, just.
Downtown.
I mean, we could probably do like 3 or 4 for each of you, or I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah.
How many you guys want to show? But we can. Yeah, we can do. We have plenty of time.
Downtown Filler 02 is one that is part of the new downtown district, which we're not going to talk a whole lot about districts, but we can talk about the way that the POIs have supported the new random gen. But you know, random gen is going to be another stream, so we don't want to talk too much about it because we don't want to sort of trample over other people who have done a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
On that. But we can kind of talk about, you know, the way in which we built POIs to support the new random gen. Now, this is what's called a downtown filler. We just named it that way because they're size 25 by 25 to fit into the new random gen stuff and kind of piece together into the new cities and the city generation. And what we tried to do is really kind of cram, especially for districts like downtown, is like make it feel very tight and like multiple buildings kind of stacked together, which form when it's a questable. I mean, we have some remnants like this too, but like I just showed, but the kind of stacked nature of the different forms of the building kind of forming 2 or 3 maybe different businesses, or 4, however many you can fit into a 25, which is part of the challenge. And that kind of makes sort of a dense, sort of rewarding experience of, as you wander through cities, you're going to get these dense little clusters of buildings that let you explore and quest and do cool things. And they've been a lot of work, but a lot of fun too. And they can be pretty fun to play. I can't wait till you guys get to play and see some of the new city stuff we've done. It's some of the more interesting stuff I've done in my career. So I think we're all pretty excited, and some of us are pretty excited. I mean, almost as excited as some of you are probably. Yeah, there's some.
So I don't
We've got
want to
a lot
show
of
everything in here. So I was just kind of skimming around a little bit.
You can don't go all the way to the top of the roof, but
Yeah.
like fly up and just kind of give a view. I know there's a little delay here, so.
Yeah. No, I can. We'll peek in the windows, everybody. We'll look in a little bit, but we're not going to go to the roof. Actually, we were just in that room, so let's give you a quick glance in. We want to save some surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, would you like to go to another one, or there's that.
You could go. This is 02, right? So you could go to 01 or 03 possibly, just to give an example of some of the variety.
Okay, we'll do a 1.
That is kind of coming in these. 1 is good. Good. I don't know if they saw the joke there.
Okay, so we'll walk in to the yucca juice.
So now, you know, again, we're not going to talk a whole lot about random, but imagine the other one that we showed kind of maybe it may appear next to this one. So you could end up seeing denser cities with these next to each other, and you could go from questable to questable or questable to remnant, and they're right next door to each other. It's really cool. It's really fun to run around in cities now and kind of just lose yourself to the distraction of, oh, what's that building over there? Oh, what's that building over there? Oh, what's that POI over there? And it's almost overwhelming at times because you have so many choices that you can make about where you want to go and what you want to do, and it's I can't think of a good word to describe. It's kind of magical. It's like wow, this is neat. So we all have been enjoying a lot playtesting this build, and so hopefully the fact that we're all having a lot of fun means you guys will have a lot of fun. That's our hope anyway. We've been pouring a lot of sweat into this, a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it.
Okay, well, would you like to show another one?
You could show 3. I mean, you're not showing it so much that you're giving too much away, so
yeah,
you can give them a little taste of a variety of. And this is all just one. Keep in mind, this is all just one size category in one district. So there's a lot of little things to explore, as well as various nooks and crannies around the city that are, there's a lot of exploration now that it's kind of mind blowing actually to even some of us who know about it all and have been working on it. It's like, wow, I can just wander around and explore all these places, and it's kind of what some of us have always wanted to do in the game, and it feels pretty exciting and special that we've been able to make that a reality. So hopefully you all enjoy it.
Everybody be sure, we are going to be answering questions at the end. So we're not going to be answering all these questions that you all are throwing out right now. But we do want you to save them and ask them in a little bit. I can go a little bit upstairs, maybe not the whole. Let's give them a glance.
Yes, you can aggro zombies between POIs and get chains of them after you. It's that's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It can get pretty hectic and crazy wandering through new cities. And
to be fair, I haven't seen any of these buildings because I haven't really been playtesting as much. I've been focused on my system. So, yeah, all these POIs that we're looking at, I've never been through, so I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and I mean, now that we've got more designers, I mean, I've looked at a lot of the other POIs, but I haven't played all of them yet either. Even though I look at them and we show them to each other in meetings and stuff, and do show and tells and things like that, which are pretty cool. And that we almost need to do that now because we have more designers making stuff that like no single one of us can keep track of like all the POIs coming in. And it's funny. It's like, we'll do a meeting each week. It's like, hey, show me what you've been working on, and I'll see something new every week that I've never seen before. I'm like, whoa, when did you make this? It's like, oh wow, that's cool. So some of us are kind of surprised, even though we're working on it, that there's all this new content going on, and there's so much that a lot of us can't even track it all, or we're not aware of it until someone shows it to us. We're like, oh, when did this get made? This is cool. So that, yeah, it's a big POI content update. A lot of POIs, probably the most we've ever done in an alpha.
Okay. Any more, or should we move on to maybe Hernan or?
Yeah, you can move on. I don't want to keep stealing.
I mean, we have plenty of time. I mean.
Yeah, no, I also don't want to give too much away,
Yeah, true. Okay, so Hernan, where do you want us to go?
All right, let's see. Let's show. Let's go for downtown building 02.
Ooh, okay.
There it is.
God mode out.
Go on to outside. All right, this is one of the first bigger POIs I made a while ago now, standing by for A20. It's a formerly a factory which was recycled into apartment buildings. You can pick like those apartments with two-story apartments. You can take a look
Go ahead and go
through
on
some
inside.
windows. Yeah, maybe through the first floor.
Oh. Like,
Yeah, well, you start there. I mean, that's fine.
here, I'm just
There's like some shop below. This is a downtown building. Uh, yeah, this is a tier 4, if I remember, if I recall properly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some like.
That's
That's
a
the
really
back
cool.
of the shop.
Yeah.
I've been improving this POI for a while. Like when we get new blocks, I often use them in previous POI, so I keep them updated. I think we all do that. So this has changed over the time because I like to for the time we hit A20 to have I mean the best POIs possible, better looking. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the apartments. There are like 6, if I remember. They're all different. So this was a bit challenging. That you might have to make them unique.
Yeah.
This guy even had a projector there with a screen to your left.
Oh, hold on. Back in this room. Sorry, I've already left.
Yeah,
That right
the
there.
bigger apartment. Yeah, I know. It's fine.
Yeah. No, it's
There.
fine. So, yeah. No, this looks
Yeah,
really
it
good.
has a screen. Yeah. Well, this will give. I'm sure this will take some minutes to explore completely. And
Yeah, we
there's a
won't
lot
go
of.
all the way through it, but yeah, I mean it's
No.
really good.
All right, that's for it. What else? Let's see. Let's see another one. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do another one.
It's Warehouse 03. We've been doing a lot of warehouses. This is one of them. You will find this type of POIs now in some industrial tiles. It's made like in separate buildings, but of course all of them are connected. So you start at one point. You can fly around if you want to show.
Oh, sure. Let's do that.
You can go to yeah. You can sneak peek into some.
Yeah, just look a
one
little bit
warehouse.
in. Oops. It's a little bit in there.
Yeah.
Oops.
This one
I keep
has
punching.
this one has yeah some secret area.
Okay. Well, I don't want to show the secret.
No,
so-
it's okay. No.
Okay.
As long as you stay around.
Just stay on the path.
Yeah,
Glancing
there are a
right on
bunch of
it.
these warehouses now.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will find them funny to explore because all of them are different. Although it's the similar, it's the same concept at a warehouse but they are all made different, so they don't go there.
Yeah. Nope. I saw it and I was like, no, let's stay out of that.
That's fine. Yeah, that makes this one warehouse a bit unique.
Yep.
All right.
Would you like me to go somewhere else?
Yeah, let's open downtown feeder 25.
Downtown filler 25.
There it goes.
Okay.
Oops, they're inside. Well, this is one of the feeders Eric was talking about. I made this one. It's a construction building next to a pizza place called Mama Pizza. And if you want, you can get a little playtest if you want.
Sure. Yeah, we can do a playtest. Let's
And is this pizza better than Luigi's Pizza in Last Man POI?
Of course, this is so popular. There'll be another pizza place around, but I've been told it's not as good as Mama Pizza. Yeah, this one was fun making, because there were not many under construction buildings, and I took inspiration of that one that already existed. That I made it a little different, and it was a fun POI to make. I don't remember which tier it is. I think it's 3. You can start.
Lathan doesn't need any guns. He just goes in there.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's all good. As I missed over and over again. Yeah, I guess I should. Oh,
Yes.
can't spell 9mm.
Well, there are not that many zombies there, but
Stop it.
oh, there's one of the new stairs we have now.
Oh, that. Ooh.
The spiral one, yeah. Those are cool.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they work pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go a little farther.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the end or anything, so.
Yeah, no, that's pretty far from there, but yeah, that's fine. That's how it's looking. I mean, you can, if you want, you can fly around the construction area a bit, just the lower levels, don't go to the top. Yeah, it's very simple, but I think it's funny. I've tried it several times. As you may imagine, as you can imagine, we test our own POIs several times. So insert
Once or twice.
QA. That's the rest of the show, and well, try to give it a nice final product. So well, yeah, this is like 4 stories up, so you can imagine where this ends. But yeah, this is another downtown POI you may find around, and I hope you like it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we can, if you don't mind, we can show one more, and
okay.
just one more.
Yeah, we have plenty of time, guys. I mean, we're scheduled for at least another hour and 10 minutes, and we can go over. So you can show a couple more if you want, and then Earl can show a few more, and then we can do some questions. Or if Eric has another one he wants to show, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, we can probably dig another one up.
Yeah.
Let me look into that while these guys are showing their stuff.
Okay, so where do you want me to go?
All right,
now?
let's try this one, which has been shown in the previous briefly in the previous stream. Remnant Church 01.
Okay.
There it goes.
Oh.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the cathedral. It's a downtown, but it's a remnant. Yeah. It's not questable, but there's some stuff to do there. You can barricade it, use it as a base, or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
That was another fun POI. I don't know if someone can guess which building inspired this. Um, you can show it from the outside if you want a little.
Yeah, let me show it again from the outside to see if anybody.
Yeah, this is like, I know some games have this type of buildings, like a church which is partially destroyed, so I didn't want 7 days to be less than that and have its own destroyed church.
That looks really good.
Thanks. Yeah, this took a while to make. I wasn't sure if make it questable or just a remnant. It ended up being a remnant. Could have been a questable, but remnant. That's kind of where the priest has offices or something, like
Yeah.
receive guests or sleep or whatever. Yeah, that's like a food place where they were giving away food or something before everything went to hell, and it remained there. And well, that's it. There are many more, but I think I will pass the torch for L.
Okay, Earl, where do you want to go?
Thanks, Hernan, and thanks, Mama Pizza.
I know you, for your picture, I know you are too young, so I guess you have to go to bed soon, so so it's fine.
Shh, we said we weren't going to talk about the child labor. Shh.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh man.
All right,
We're gonna be in
let's
trouble.
let's do Remnant Downtown Filler 08.
You guys can kind of see as he's loading these up how many there are. There's like a lot in the list. So many great new PIs.
Wait, hold on. So for some reason, I'm not in the editor very often.
TP00.
Okay.
Sometimes that fixes it.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been turning off God mode, you know, to kind of look around, and then whenever I come into the next map, I'm falling through. So I just need to remember to turn it back on before I guess. But yeah.
All right, guys, this is another remnant for the downtown area. Might look very familiar to some of you old-time players. It's a update to an old Hub City destroyed POI from back in the old alphas. So I did my best to try to keep the same type of spacing. Of course, an update with all the new blocks and such. And I almost forgot to thank Allan for all of the blocks that he's created for us in shapes, because none of these PIs would look this good without all these blocks. You can fly around it, Lathan,
Yeah.
but you can see this is for those that aren't familiar with this building, it's kind of like a tall office building that's kind of been sliced diagonally. So like it got bombed or destroyed. Added a few new things there. There's a fire escape. But a lot of the old things from the previous one is still there, like the bathroom on the first floor, the long staircase on the right side. And there's some surprises up there on the top, but we'll let you guys experience that for yourselves when you get your hands on it.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, I'm giggling about Block Cowboy, which is what we were calling Alan earlier.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
Good old Block Cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that there's
XML technician or tactician. Yeah.
You can see there's so many more like half block variants of old blocks. So you builders are gonna go crazy trying to build all kinds of new things with these blocks.
Yeah.
All right, for the next one, let's do Remnant Downtown Filler 09.
Oh, that was easy.
So this is a similar Remnant style in downtown. Like Eric was saying earlier, we tested these, so they're kind of like light on loot, but really good maybe temp horde bases or temp places for a night. If you go on top, Lathan, you'll see the roof is completely missing.
Oh yeah.
And you can fly around through all the rooms, but you can see how this used to be like an apartment on top. And at
Yeah.
the bottom floors are 2 businesses. I'll let you guys determine what kind of businesses they look like. All right. Yeah, so there's not too much to this one, but it's designed intentionally with multiple ways around the POI. So it creates a lot of interesting encounters with the zombie and also in multiplayer.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the comments.
Chat's having
It
fun with this one
seems
for sure.
like a family-friendly store because it sells DVDs, right? You can get Finding Nemo there.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure.
toys.
I mean,
Oh,
Kids'
man.
toys.
and toys, kids' toys, right? It's gonna be fine, everybody.
Disney DVDs and dolls.
Yeah. What did you all think it was? Oof. Okay.
All right.
So where are we going now?
Let's switch.
Oh my god.
Let's
you
do.
guys-
We'll change districts this time. Let's go to Countrytown Business 02.
Right.
So you guys can get a feel for what some of these different district POIs look like. All right, so this is a 2-building POI. Countrytown is kind of like your outskirt town, so it's not as built up as commercial or downtown. So you got another post office here, and then you kind of have like a. You can look through the windows, but don't go inside, Lathan.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of an appliance store. What's going on in there?
Do they have toys in there too?
Maybe.
They have DVDs. I can see it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then if you just want to fly around the back, just so they can get a aerial view of the backside.
Yeah. Right.
That's
Sorry.
Saints Row. I know what you're talking about. I'm a huge fan of Saints Row, by the way. So I know the ins and outs of all of it.
And I don't think
And
we'll
more.
show it, but there are we have some triggers going in place, but more on that later, where players can press buttons and things. So look out for that in the future.
Yeah, we're gonna try to show that in a later stream. I mean, once we get a little further on that, maybe we can get Eric to come back and help us show it or something.
Show what?
The trigger system.
Oh
We're
yeah,
not
yeah.
showing it tonight, so yeah.
Alright,
More to come on
alright.
that, everybody. So, Earl, where do you want me to go next?
All right, let's go back to downtown. So downtown filler 12. Yeah, so go ahead
Triggers
and fly
has
around this
nothing
one.
to do with the electricity system, everybody. That's not what we're talking about. That's,
So this is one of those combo buildings. It's has some small shops on the first floor,
ooh.
and a pretty good sized living complex on top. So this one should be really interesting. We're not going to go inside this one, but one thing I did on the design of this POI is create multiple pathways that the player can go through, even though it's questable. It's not as linear as maybe some of the ones that you've seen in the past. So this one should be pretty fun.
Looks really good.
Probably
Okay.
closer to what's called wide or wider linear, where it's still linear, but you can take a couple different routes to get to the same place. You won't get lost. But
All right. And last but not least, let's look at downtown Philly 13. Where the
Oh,
best
I hear the
Italian shop
pizza
is
isn't as good
located.
here.
That place.
Luigi's, he's really from Italy.
I heard from
Not like that mama person.
I heard from George Clooney that the mama place is better. So I don't know.
All right. So in the spirit of playtesting, let's do a little playtesting on this one.
Okay. Remember, everybody, we're answering questions after the show and tell part.
Quick note. I'm looking for POIs.
That's fine. It's all good. We got time.
Could do the block shape test map. People want to see that.
Oh, that's a
Sounds like
good
a good idea.
That is a fantastic... Actually, let me do this. That's a fantastic idea. Earl, you're going to have to calm down a little. We heard you yelling. Okay.
That's probably my kids. Let me mute my mic for me.
Oh.
Yeah, so this front entrance, you can jump through the window, come through the front door, just add a little bit more, whatever you want to do to get in here.
You know, on one of these, I should turn on Big Head. Just to make it
These
a
are
little funny.
our, and since these are downtown and they're only on 25 by 25 tiles, it's really cramped as you can feel. It makes a lot of interesting encounters in this POI.
Toilet pistol. Of course not. Of course not. I don't ever get toilet pistols anymore. Okay.
They'll probably go up one more floor.
Okay. You tell me when to stop. I'm just... That's right, I did it, everybody.
This is Luigi's apartment. You know, he lives on top of his floor that he owns because he makes so much more money than Mama Pizza.
Funny thing is that he doesn't know how to make pizza. He buys it frozen and then he heats them. Well,
As you can see, he has exercise equipment and his own walk-in closet. And we'll stop right there.
You're really trying to sell this. He's a man of wealth. He has an exercise machine. I mean, his pizza business is doing amazing, everybody. It's He's got a walk-in closet, you know, a kitchen. If his pizza was
Good.
terrible,
I
he
am
wouldn't have all these
mahogany.
things. Whoops. Oh, I'm messing things up. I need to stop clicking extra buttons in the... Whew. Anyway.
Alright, I think that's it for now. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So maybe... Alan, what is the level that has everything in it?
You're going to be looking for AAA block shapes.
Okay. AAA block shapes. Okay. Let's do AAA. Whoop. Block shapes. Where do I start? On this end or that end?
Just kind of anywhere. I figured you'd just kind of fly through and let people, you know, kind of peruse some of the shapes we've got there.
Oh, start here.
Well, yeah. So basically, if you are holding one of the block shapes, there's a new command that will basically spit out every single shape in the game all the way across the map. This is kind of a tool that people can use to kind of help themselves get familiar with the shapes. If they're having a hard time with like the icons or whatever, they can kind of come in here and take a peek around and kind of figure some things out. But you know, this is a nice little test map. You can come in and, you know, paint the shapes and make sure all the faces are working and things like that. Kind of get a grocery list. Level design can use this to, they can hit the middle mouse button on any block and put them in their toolbar, then go to another POI or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of new shapes in here. I can't remember the number from A19, but we've
I don't know.
well doubled.
This looks like some sort of awesome graveyard. This is where shapes go to die. Wait, that sounds terrible. Never mind.
You mean this is where they're born?
Yeah, this is the birth
birthing
ward.
chamber. You know, like I don't know if that's any better, guys. I don't. You can come up with better terminology before these streams.
The section that you're in now is a lot of the trim blocks. These are used for painting a lot of the new just trims and stuff like that. There's all kinds of shapes for paint and trim now. I think players are going to have just as much fun building and painting their bases than they are, you know, defending it.
Okay, well, at this point,
Yeah, somebody
I was
says
gonna
more than
stop.
doubled. It looks like tripled, but yeah, it could be about right. Yeah, I'll just a quick fly through here.
I mean, at this point, I've already gone this far. I feel like now we're just being rude if we just. Well, you don't get to see the last row, everybody. Well, it's just letters, for the most part.
Yeah. Ah, those are old.
Okay, well, there you go, everybody. Yep.
Just kind of do a quick aerial shot there.
Whoop, that's it.
U1 M1, yeah.
Okay, well, Eric, where are we going now?
We could show some oldies but goodies that have gotten a facelift. If you wanted to go to Utility Electric Company, which is actually, I think, my second POI I ever made for 7 Days to Die. Way back in, I don't know, 14 or 15, I don't remember now. It was a long time ago. Yeah, we've gone into some older POIs too and given them facelifts. You can go inside it if you want. There's not a lot, like, you're not giving a whole lot away that people will probably remember. I don't have a lot of secrets in this one. There are a few probably, but you probably won't find them. So.
Oh, we're showing them all. Chat, look with us. Let's see if we find
some may
this.
remember this POI from past office, and since we do have an industrial district in the new random gen, that I couldn't let this one atrophy any longer, and I gave it a little facelift. So I'm gonna show that off.
Oh, looks good, man. This is. Wait, I already went that way. Okay, let's go back upstairs. Wait, we didn't like. Yeah.
I mean, it should look. The basic layout is the same, but it should look very different from the old version, the A14 version. It's kind of hard not to, right?
Yeah.
Or A15 version, whatever it was. I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of. Oh, you know what could go there? Where that little thing that looks like a generator was.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Feels like we have something for that kind of situation. Something we're not showing tonight. Sorry if anybody feels like we tricked you into being here by saying it. because we did announce that we were going to show it, but yeah, we're not showing it tonight.
Another facelift was Refinery 01. And that is not a POI I originally designed, but
Ooh.
I brought it up to date. Some people may recognize the building shape, which is also an older POI that is now gotten a little bit of polish on it. So yeah, you know, we've been talking a lot about downtown, which is a pretty major district now, but we did a little heavy lifting in industrial as well. And you can run around in here if you want. It's not gonna.
I'll run around a little bit. I won't go too far, hopefully. I'm going to stumble on the treasure room on accident. Or I'm just going to stumble on it. Is that it right there?
That's the preview of it.
Okay.
You get a preview of it anyway. That's why I'm like, you can wander around. You're not going to give anything away because players are going to see that when they walk through. And then they're going to kind of know where it is. So previews and post views are things that we like to do. That are some of the tricks you'll see in, you know, a lot of classic games, in the level design of classic games. And we like to use some of those tricks ourselves.
Did any of the bunkers get facelifts?
I thought one got a facelift in A19, but my memory is a little foggy about, because it was right around the time at the end of 19 that I worked on it. I can't remember if it shipped in 19 or not, because there's so many POIs that I end up, you know, touching. And you could load it up, but it might be A19. I don't remember now.
I mean, we don't have to. I mean, which one do you want?
Well, why don't you do a cursory glance at some of the farms? Just you can just go through the list and kind of load a few up if you want.
And not Park Farm. What's it called?
You gotta scroll back.
I mean, like.
Yeah, it's going to parts here. See how it shows you on page 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's something we might want to fix. It puts you on the last page, which
there
you don't
we go.
necessarily, don't
So like
necessarily
that?
want to be in.
Because
Yep.
it's kind of hard to show them without going into it, because I'm kind of covering up the spot where they see it.
You can go into them. I don't think it's a big deal. You know, we don't have to really show too much of the inside, but
as it spawns me
just
inside.
to kind of show the layout of the lots and stuff. Well, yeah, it's I don't think it's going to spoil anything. I mean, this is just to give an example of how much content we have coming in A20. You know, we've got a bunch of farms and a bunch of country kind of business POIs and.
Oh, that's probably good.
Yeah,
Show like
it's
7 of them. I think that's probably fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we just gotta kind of show people like there's a lot of content. It blows my mind sometimes. Like when I think about it, I've been about at least once a week. I'm sitting looking at the POIs, going, "Gosh, how do we make all this crazy?" If you wanted to load up, what is it? Country business. We could start. You know, after we show another one or two, we could probably go to Country Town Business 01.
Okay.
And we don't have to go.
Like one or two more, and then we'll start answering questions. So I can see they have a lot of questions they want to ask.
So this was kind of sort of a sleazy country strip club, and you know, you gotta add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of sleazy flavor that exists in real life.
You want me to fly around it? I guess you don't want me
Yeah, you
going
can just
inside.
fire on it. No, you don't need to go inside.
Yeah.
It's pretty small, so that would pretty
Yeah.
much give it all. It's only got like 3 rooms or something, you know. But yeah, we're trying to get as much variety as we can between the different districts.
Yeah, everybody,
Big
this is a
Buns is
bakery.
clearly a bakery, clearly.
A bakery. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah,
Where's
it's
y'all's
just a
minds
bakery.
at?
That's right.
Okay. Last one. Where are we going?
Boy, oh boy. All right. You caught me off guard. I ran out of stuff. We're getting. Nah, I don't want to show that. Hold on, I'm in the editor too right now. Looking. No, I don't want to show.
Nope, not that
Don't
one.
want
Not that one.
Well, what you could do, if you want, we could go a little bit into the process we used on some of this stuff.
Sure.
So if you go into AAA Arizona Downtown, you can load up that file. Now, this stuff, keep in mind, this stuff was like R&D work done earlier in the alpha. That was to creatively generate a bunch of facades for downtown. And it just kind of shows the process we used and sort of, and this has my stuff and Hernan's and Earl's. It has all of and you can kind of see our sort of like prototype city work that we were doing. And a lot, maybe not all of these will be shipping POIs in A20 because some of them may be sort of, just experimental facades and whatnot. But a lot of them actually have become shippable POIs, which you will be able to play in A20. And the great thing about this process was we would start with some building shapes and concepts, and we looked at a lot of reference of towns and cities, and we're trying to really capture the vibe of what a city feels like. And this process was a pretty successful process, I would say, because we ended up getting quite a few POIs out of this process. And some of them might not make it in, but that's just, maybe they could be saved for later or not. It doesn't matter. We generated enough stuff that we could create a large number of POIs for the alpha from this early kind of prototype phase. So, this might give you a little bit of an idea of like all the creative work we've been doing kind of started. We went really wide with how we were approaching, let's just make a ton of buildings and then we'll try to put really interesting concepts into those buildings, like we've got pizza places and, mafia CPA places and all kinds of wacky stuff, toy stores. But yeah, there's a lot of work that went into this stuff, but it's paying off. Oh yeah, see, there's the one Hernan showed, the little under construction guy over there.
Yep.
It all kind of started from a broad strokes, like wide vision of, hey, let's just try to get as much stuff as we can. And so yeah, I think it worked out. We got a lot of great POIs coming.
Okay, everybody. Well, I think this is probably a good time for us to now move on to the Q&A portion. So I'm going to actually exit. And then I'm going to make it where... So you're just going to see Eric, but everybody's names will be there. Let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I lied. Because I was reading chat. Sorry, everybody. You saw your own chat. There it is. Okay, so Eric is back. Everybody else's names are up there as well, but I am terrible at pointing, like from my cam at a part of my screen. I'm like up there somewhere. It's like up there. Okay, so I do need to do one thing. I lied. Actually, I do need to make you disappear one more time.
No.
I know. I'm sorry, but I realized, how am I supposed to read chat if it's still over there behind your screen? So give me just a moment, everybody. There we go. And then back to that. Yay! I can see questions now. So, yeah, if you all want, just we'll start looking at some questions. Everybody, try to focus on questions for the people who are here, the POI developers or designers. And yeah, wow, okay. And Allan.
Someone with the camera.
I got a couple here already. If you want me to start up.
I mean, you can.
All right. We had one from the comments earlier, I guess when you were showing the variable helper block, and asked if it was only in wood or can you start with concrete. The answer is yes. Any material that you can craft with is a craftable block. So of course that's the wood, either the wood frame or the regular wood, cobblestone, concrete, steel. Those are the upgrade options that you have now. Somebody said, will we be able to craft the new spiral stairs? Absolutely. There's 1,201 shapes now. Tons of stuff in there. Is the corner iron blocks finally among those? Yes, finally.
Just rapid fire going through these questions.
Well, you know.
Keep going. Just finish them up. You're already more than halfway.
Yep.
Just do it.
So anyway, from the forums, we got a couple of questions. Somebody said, if you make a concrete block in the mixer, can you choose a ramp shape for placement? And when you set it down, it will be the frame that needs to be upgraded. No. There are no more rebar frames. There are no more wet concrete. If you make a concrete variable block, it goes down as ready to go dry concrete. Somebody asked if there was a way to do a texture picker. Not at this time. I don't know if we'll get to that or not, but as of right now, the answer is no. Are frames only for starting at wood and upgrading from there? That is correct. That's the kind of like your day one. You go make some frames, place them down, you're good to go and start upgrading. You can get, cobblestone and concrete mix and then make the variable helper blocks from there. And somebody had asked rebar frames. No, rebar frames are gone. Wet concrete's gone. And I will look for more questions as they come up.
Okay. Let's see. What do we got?
I can answer you.
Sure. Just jump on in.
I'm way behind, but someone asked about new house POIs. We did not focus on houses a lot in this alpha, but there are some. I know Hernan put some in. So some of his great houses are in the game now. Level 5 military base for the shot. Yes, you mean tier 5. Yes, we want to make more tier 5s in the future. We have some. They are very labor intensive. So we usually get as many as we can into an alpha in addition to our other work.
Do you guys have background? Oh, I lost it.
Someone asked about lighting and grass. We'll let the artist answer those kind of questions in their streams.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions we will not be answering if they are not kind of related to this, because so the next stream will be the character artists. So they will be showing off the new zombies. That'll be next Wednesday. I don't remember which other ones, but we have a few more after that. So there's going to be plenty of time to ask all these questions. Let's try to focus on POI questions for the most part.
Shining Star Art asks, what's everyone's favorite part of designing a POI? It's really hard to pick. I mean, I personally enjoy facade a lot. Trying to find a good inspiration for the POI. And then sleepers is a lot of fun, trying to pick something and do environmental storytelling with the POI. Any of you guys have anything you want to share?
I like the point where you go. We do a block out first. I like the point where you go from, you kind of have your walls and you got everything blocked out, framed in, your doors, your windows, and then right as you start to put basic detailing on, you get into, you can kind of start to see what it's going to look like. And I always really like that moment where you start to put textures on and place a few props, and the sort of the vision starts to come to life. That's one of my favorites.
There was Oh yeah, go ahead, Hernan, if you have any.
I'm trying to read, but I'm a bit behind, so I'm sorry.
No. It's perfectly fine. Is there going to be any libraries in the future? I keep seeing that question pop up.
We have bookstores. I don't know if we have any. I don't think we have any libraries, do we? In how, like maybe in a few mansions. I'm trying to think of.
Wasn't there a library a long time ago?
Yeah, I think there might have been.
Maybe it's not anymore. I can't remember.
A lot of people are still asking if the corner bars.
Mocha One asked if there are Easter eggs. Go ahead, Alan.
Corner bars are in, yes. Sorry.
Mission Mocha One asked if there are Easter eggs hidden inside POIs. Yes. There are quite a bit. Some are easy to find. Some require a very good observant eye.
Inside and outside.
Someone asked if there's going to be more standard houses that aren't just loot houses and aren't built like dungeons. Yeah, our non-dungeon POIs are remnants and kind of like abandoned houses. That's what the whole point of a remnant is to have POIs that don't have a lot of sleepers and maybe have a little bit of loot. You can just run in and loot. That's why we did a lot of remnants, and we're going to make more. We understand that now, and not everybody wants to, raid a dungeon with a whole bunch of zombies every time they enter a POI. We get that.
Draconic Fae asked if there are any new devious traps we can set in a POI for friends who have become complacent in killing us. There are quite a number of different trap setups that you can do now. So I'm really interested to see what the community will do with their own custom POIs.
Will the original 4 skyscrapers be updated eventually? Maybe.
Do you guys have backgrounds in building, design, engineering, or architecture or city planning? I think we all just have master's degrees in zombie actions. That's it. We don't know anything else about anything.
Got one here. Had several people asking about this. Had a lot of people asking about the log spikes coming back. The answer is no, but they're easily put back in with mods.
Will there be more skyscrapers in Tier 5, Chris? Maybe.
Need More Stuff asked if there will be a train station POI. There might be something out there. You have to go look for it.
I don't know if there's going to be any massive end-game raid style POIs.
Endgame POI? Does that mean like quest? That stuff's.
I mean, there will be an endgame quest, like an end quest, but I don't know if it's going to be like what you would consider a raid one or something, like where you have to have like a ton of people or anything. I think it'll just be something you can go do, and then it'll be, of course, easier with more people.
Tier 6 POIs. There's been some discussion about more tiers. I don't think that has been decided yet, or we haven't landed on anything quite yet there.
Oh, here's one.
Uh,
Any chance for updates to the trader buildings?
Maybe.
Here's another one. Are materials HP rebalanced since they don't downgrade anymore? Yes, they've pretty much been buffed all the way up from wood to steel.
I see a few performance frame rate related questions. Of course, everything is still being worked on and added, optimized. It's feeling pretty good right now. I personally have a kind of a medium system, so my frame rates are pretty good in a full city.
I see a question for Cloud173Y47262846. Nice name. What's your favorite POI that you ever built? There's no a favorite POI. I mean, I don't have a favorite POI. I like most of them. There's a POI I don't like. I really don't like, but I think we all have POIs we don't like. But yeah, favorite. I think you kind of fall in love with each POI you make, because the process of making it is funny, and
They're like your children. They're like your children, right?
yeah, kinda, you know. And yeah, sometimes you have to make some modifications and you are like reluctant, but sometimes it's for the best. And yeah, you end up liking the final result. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Yeah, you can look back and watch some older POIs. You may say, well, I will have make it better if I could, if I have to make it now. But yeah, all of them are nice. I mean, there can't be a favorite. There may be one that you like more, but favorite, all of them are favorites, I guess. That's up to me. I don't know the rest of you.
Someone asked about the colored lighting. I think that's currently prefab editor only. I could be wrong. Maybe in the future. It's one of those
Colored
things.
lighting. We have colored lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a player changeable
Oh,
though.
for
It
the
might only
player.
be
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
Somebody says, will all the new blocks still have full rotation placement? Yes and no. There's some shapes that weren't designed to go in all rotations. There are different shape configurations that you can, or rotation configurations you can pick from the radio menu. I think you can do that already in A19. But for the most part, all the shapes can rotate pretty much all directions. There are some edge cases.
Someone asked if we're still building POIs or for a block now. We are still creating them, and I think we'll be still free to do that up until release of Alpha 20.
Here's a good one. How many of these new POIs will be in Navis game?
Some of them.
Your answers are so vague.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. You know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Some.
There's some things that are still in motion that
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
fully commit to, saying yes or no on, but we're doing everything we can on some where some people have asked questions about specific things. We are aware of the things they want to see and doing our best.
Will there be randomized sleeper locations in each POI, like 100 possible locations and 25 chosen at a time? Isn't that how it works already? Place a bunch of sleepers.
Someone above asked about more dynamic spawn stuff, so they don't know where the sleepers are every time, and I think that gets into some future systems that are kind of we've been laying track for, but aren't going to be in this alpha.
Someone asked if they can add new builds to the new random gen system. I'm not sure if they're asking about custom POIs. If custom POIs, yes you can. It's just how you tag them and the size of your POI, I believe. They'll probably talk about that more in the random gen stream.
how do you guys decide where sleepers should be in POIs? That's a really good question. Pacing is a big, to put it in a word. We've been trying to move, I know in the past we've just had like nonstop endless sleepers pouring out of everything. And that's really cool, especially in like tier 5s. In lower tiers, you maybe want to have a little bit more downtime and exploration to balance out between combat. And so we tend to pick early on in the development of the POI the spaces that are going to be our combat spaces. And when we choose those spaces, that's where we end up putting the sleepers. Now, where the sleepers actually go in that combat space kind of depends on what setup we're going for. If we want to surprise the player, we might drop them out of the ceiling on someone's head or have them pop out of like a breakable part of the wall. It kind of depends on if we have an idea for a trick or setup, or if it's just straight up a whole bunch of sleepers. There's different ways we can introduce the sleepers to the scene. Like I'm saying, they can fall out of the ceiling or whatever. That would be one introduction of the sleepers into the scene. So, we have a bunch of different tricks that we kind of cycle in and out of sometimes there. And it's up to each designer to make that decision in their own POI on what kind of combat they want to have in that POI, or what kind of special traps or setups to kind of catch players off guard and keep players on their toes. And, that's kind of how those decisions get made on an individual basis by each designer when they decide where their combat spaces are going to be.
I don't know if this one was answered already. It says PI reset loot when they are activated. That's still the same as in 19. Someone asked about a shopping mall. We've talked about shopping areas, so that might be something on the horizon. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if Alan answered this one. It says all blocks in the nursery paintable.
Absolutely. The nursery, I like that. That's a good one.
Our neighborhood POI is going to be built on tiles like the city. Yes, and they'll probably go into that in the Random World stream.
Hey, here's a question that you guys might be able to answer. Expand the loot table for toilets. I see so many players bypassing them. Is there any new loot in the toilets?
Well, yes there is. I'm not sure when we're gonna touch loot, Lathan. When are we?
I don't think there's a night for that. So I mean, you might as well. As far as I know, I don't think we have a specific night just for loot. Like, what all would we really talk about? Hey, we've updated loot. You're welcome, everybody. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Loot's been revamped.
I mean, we did say that in the first stream. We did tell them that the loot is being revamped for Alpha 20. But as far as, like, a play-by-play of exactly what we did, I mean, I don't know if that's enough for a whole night of discussion.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would go ahead and just answer if you so feel.
Glock9 here asked if there are any more pop culture POIs. There might be. We've talked about it. It's just one of those things. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
Pop culture POI? Actually, there are. I can think of some that Hernan made.
Speaking of Hernan, is it possible to fully restore the church if I wanted to? Well, yes, you can. Every block the church is made of, it's available for the player. So yeah, probably you can restore it if you want.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Somebody was asking if the POI blocks are the same as a player box. For the most part, yes. So you can upgrade them and rebuild.
Dark Gear, we've talked about that before, because I think we brought it up in one of the previous dev streams, but I don't know. We've just been really busy, so we haven't had the chance to do any community design contests. I don't know. That would be more of an Eric thing. If he would
What's
like
that?
to do that. Well, they were just asking if we were going to ever do like a community design contest. Just so people can
That's
show off their stuff,
something-
you know?
Yeah, I think that's something we'd probably like to do when workshop gets a little further along.
That would be a great time.
We want to do some updates to the tools to make them a little bit more friendly for players or modders to use them. And we've talked about it a lot. You know, that how great would it be if once the tools are a little bit more stable, that we do something like that. We could hold a contest or something. Yeah, that would be pretty fun and cool. I think everybody would like to see something like that in the future. So yeah.
We do not plan on having health bars on the zombies. Unless you're... Okay. There's two instances. If you are in God mode, then you see it at the top. Or if it's a Twitch voted horde, you'll see a health bar. But you don't see them in normal gameplay, no.
Will there be a way to save POIs that are built in set game? There already is, isn't there?
Yeah.
We have an export. That went in this.
I thought there was, wasn't there? Like, yeah, there's an export POI button,
Yeah.
I thought. Or,
Alan, do you remember if that was this alpha or last? See, there's so many things that go into these alphas. We don't even remember them all. But yeah, there's an export
Stuff.
option. I don't remember if it was a 19. I think it's a 20 thing. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is yes.
The new streets T so far only for the city of POI. Well, yeah, the city generation stuff with the tiles is in a lot of different areas, you know, like the rural and the country, but we'll save that for the random gen stream.
Yes.
They can talk about that stuff there.
Steam Workshop is planned. Just later.
What about hitboxes? Where they fixed? Can you finally shoot through a railing or those obvious see-through holes? I've done my best to make that a possible thing. I'm sure there's still some outliers there, but that was always a pet peeve of mine as well. So we'll get them fixed as much as we can.
Knuckle Rubs Massage Parlor in A20. I don't know, but we've talked about something like that. So, you know, it may eventually go in. You have a lot of trailers in the game, but you never see a big truck. Will you see more damaged vehicles like fire trucks, big rigs, etc.? We would love that from the design side. It's really about the bandwidth of the artists for that and whether, you know, they have time to do it in each alpha. We would like to see, you know, a few more vehicles that can be placed as props and POIs. No, yes, I agree. That would be fantastic.
Is all the decor craftable Bible now? No, it is not. We didn't. I don't think we even changed anything with the traders at all as far as their inventory. Or we are actually planning on in Alpha 21 doing a little bit of a rework on what the traders have to kind of match the new loot for 20.
Seeing a lot of questions about airports. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of questions about that stuff too. We've seen some of the most popular questions of, you know, different types of people. I've seen prison, of course, mall, airport. We talk about these things all the time. It's a matter of time and bandwidth for us on the design team of whether we can take the time out for, you know, it may take a few weeks or a month to get some of these larger, if it's a larger like a tier 5, it's going to take some time. But you know, we've been dividing the work up more between us multiple designers, and so larger POIs have been going a little bit faster, but it's still a considerable amount of work. It's not a small deal. So that's why there's limited number of those kind of larger POIs in each alpha because of the bandwidth of our design team. We're still a small company and have a small design team. I mean, I've worked on design teams that had like 7, 8, 9, 10 designers before, and we've just got a few here. So we're doing what we can. We all want to see a prison and an airport and a mall and as much as we can do. How do you find inspiration for your POIs? We look at a lot of reference. We look at real buildings. I just hit up Google, and it's like if you were making, let's say you were making a hospital, you'd Google hospital, Google image search hospital or whatever, and look at the front and the interiors, or you might say, like hospital facade or whatever, downtown skyscraper facade, and you'd look at the front of the building, and then you'd kind of look at you'd say the ER room, or the surgery room, or whatever. We tend to get inspiration from reference, and then we sometimes have our own ideas about, like, it'd be cool, we could have sleepers pop out of this thing in this one room. And sometimes inspiration comes from a combat setup or an idea for that. So we get a lot of inspiration from a couple different areas. Skyscrapers.
On that topic, someone asked if how do we do zombie placement? We do have a design behind that, so we try to pace things out, put locations. We really try to make them also. we try to be fair, of course, to the player too. We're believe it or not, we're not out to kill the player. We're trying to create a good experience.
Have you considered contacting modders to help with things such as POIs after seeing what they've made? Well, it's funny you say that. Hernan here and Earl, known as Lasman, for community designers. So, yeah.
So yes, we're rethinking it now. No, I'm kidding.
We're still trying to win whether Mom or Luigi's. Yeah.
Are we gonna update Lathan's hardware on that point?
That's a great question. Let's get into that. We need a headquarters, for the Lathan's hardware franchise.
You never know. Eventually, Lathan might get more POIs in the game that are a testament to his namesake.
Lathan needs a tier 4 minimum. I agree with that. That's a
small roadside POIs, like fruit stands, food carts, and rest areas. Well, our friend Hernan here has made some fruit stands and some food menu POIs.
Oh crap! That's a good point. Last time we were handing out keys, and we did not do it this time. I apologize, everybody. We didn't even think about that one.
Well, we just don't have Santa Rick here this time.
That would really be the main thing about it. When Rick is here, he's just like, keys everyone. You get a key. You get a key.
Lasman went pro. I don't know. Did you go pro, Lasman?
I consider myself pretty new, so I'm still learning. Someone asked if there's going to be more end game challenges like Grace the Boar. We are thinking about memorable encounters. I know there for a fact there's a lot of encounters with snakes, so keep an eye out for those POIs.
Had to be snakes.
And other animals that I won't mention.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to bore you.
Daisy, we're probably not going to talk about restored power tonight. We wanted it to be a little further along. We were getting a new model for a few of the things, and it would just be better to show it in a later stream, probably in the next couple weeks.
Hey, Alan, did you catch that question about zombie pathing AI been tested on new blocks. You can talk about your process there.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Between Sean and myself, we've got several, XML settings that we can put into the different shapes to kind of give the AI a clue as to whether a block is solid or not. Because some blocks like ramps, the zombies can climb up on, stuff like that, or jump onto. Not really sure what you're exactly looking for, but that's kind of the basics.
Someone asked how many farms we have. We're in the double digits already and counting.
Can you build some kind of anti-nerd pole fence halfway up the skyscrapers to stop loot shortcuts? We will probably have something for that problem.
Yes, we do have a solution for that problem.
But we're not showing it tonight, so it's
Yeah, there's
so it's like a tease.
There are actually there's more than one design solution that we have for that.
Yeah.
So POI cheesers who want to just like climb all the way up the skyscraper or land their gyrocopter and just grab the loot may encounter additional difficulty in the future.
We're gonna blow up your gyrocopters. What's up? No, I'm kidding. Not really.
See somebody asking about stealth and POIs. I mean, we're very aware of the stealth mechanic, and that's something that's talked about frequently. Hopefully, that'll be something that improves over time.
Where's Mr. Deschamps? Oh, I'm sure he'll be in the random one, right?
Yes, he will be in the random gen one. I don't know when that's on the schedule. Probably a few weeks from now.
Someone asked about sewers. It was shown in the last dev stream. There are some sewer POIs. This is something for you to explore.
Someone asked me to see me wear a hat, so
I saw it. Have zip lines ever been considered for POI design? Nope. We've never considered zip lines, ever. We'll never do it.
better watch out. You have to put on a hat. I might be doing my Rick impersonation soon.
Uh-oh.
I've seen a question about POI specific for each biome. I know we try to design them so they can be in any biome, but there might be some more specific for the wasteland in the future.
Cave POIs would be lit. Yes, we would like to do more cave POIs. We need a little more work into the terrain tools before we can do that because they're very time intensive doing it like one block at a time. We need to get a little bit more into the tools there. But we do very much want to be able to do things like that. I think all the designers would love to be able to sculpt terrain into really crazy POIs.
On the topic of sleepers, we have more granular control on what type of sleepers are in POIs. So something fun for custom builders to use when that comes.
Code to allow for hordes to attack players' base instead of just where they are.
So, okay, I would ask that on a different night, but if you have a base far enough away, then that chunk is unloaded. So we can't really spawn zombies on it. I mean, I guess we could do some sort of calculation to simulate it and whatnot, but I just don't think we're going to do that. I think that's just a lot of effort that could be spent on making something like Bandit AI better and things like that. I see the concern, but I don't think it's worth the time it would take.
As for things easy between bases, we've discussed some options there to make things a little more challenging in the future, possibly, but that's way too far out to talk about right now.
Someone asked about lootable props, more lootable props. We're hoping to get more, but only time will tell.
Aquatic POIs. Yes. I think everybody would love to work with water more or POIs near water. That's a big item on the wish list of designers, I think, for future stuff. We'll see where we land in the future on that. You guys considered a ladder that needs to be lowered? I don't know, Alan, have we?
Oh, I'm sure we've thought of it.
I think we've had that discussion quite a few times. Again, we're a small team. There's so many ideas that so many of us have that probably mirror some of the ideas that people, in the player base have. We would love to have more, different types of ladders and different things, and yeah.
I see someone asking about roaming zombies and POIs. Not for 20, but I know programming has talked about it potentially in a future version.
See, probably outside tonight's discussion, but will Twitch integration be changed at all? Yes. Come back on Friday. I'll be showing off stuff for that.
Lots of cool stuff with that.
Yeah. There's lots of changes. And there's actually going to be even more shown on Friday.
Did you see that one, Alan, about the variant block for appliances?
Is there a variant block for appliances? I know you can get some of the appliances at the trader, but as far as player craftable, not right now.
Okay, hold on. To Lathan, any plan to add support for the types of interactable ladders they would need? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you asking if I'm going to put in the ladders that they're talking about? Because I don't think so.
Gym POI would be cool. We have a couple gyms in the game, but we could always use more.
We looked at a couple in the fillers.
Mm-hmm. There's one in Deshaun Tower too, which may be getting a facelift.
Somebody asked if there's a way to save POIs that are built inside the game. I believe we have an export function, so you can export your POIs or your bases.
The triggers you mentioned early could be used in an in-game player structure. No, that's. I mean, we're not going to go too far into it, but I mean, it is a system that allows you pressing buttons and it opening up doors and things like that, and that will actually just be the stock POIs. Not anything player placed. You have the electricity system for things like that.
Any new Wild West inspired POIs coming to A20? We did quite a few of them in A18. Some of them have been updated a little bit, I think. We do have country and rural POIs that have been added as part of the new random gen. So you can get more modern country flavor.
We're not really talking about new animals and stuff like that. I don't know if we're doing any other animals, though. I don't believe so. But let's try to keep the focus on POI stuff, if we can.
Did you see that one about favorite shapes in the build menus?
Oh, yeah, where you can favorite the shape. I actually haven't thought about that, to be honest. I'll have to visit that soon. Somebody does say, will the HP of blocks vary by shape or the HP based on material? For the most part, it's material, but there are a couple shapes that have a lower HP. Just a few for now.
What about
someone has
amusement
about
park?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh. What about amusement park or state fair POIs?
That would probably require a lot of art, but I would love if we could find a way to do that with.
A Ferris wheel would be rough.
Yeah, there might be a way to do it with some kind of modular piece design. That would
Yeah.
take quite a bit of design to get it down to where it's not like a giant mesh or a million pieces. It might be possible, though. We've never really sat down and said, okay, how would we be able to make this without just going crazy on tons of assets?
A zoo would be cool.
Yes, a zoo.
A zoo
I've thought
would be
about
really
that.
cool, actually. Yeah.
We could probably do that. With a lot of the stuff we have now. I've thought about that before, actually. I'm like, man, a zoo would be cool.
Like brick with some fences, and just you can make it a nice.
Yeah, fences. You could have some like sort of sculpted rock with like glass looking into a enclosure and stuff. Yeah, I think we could pretty much do that. Now,
Well,
wouldn't have a lot of animals, but
yeah, with the limited amount of animals that we have in game, it would kind of be like Eric's Discount Zoo.
Eric's Discount Zoo. Well, the animals are all dead. There you go.
Hey, you'll have one with your name on it.
Yeah. Tutorial for using the level POI stuff. Yes, we need tutorials more. I've heard there's some people who have some really good YouTube tutorials that are out there. We intend to add more documentation in that area and try to help out people.
Someone asked about military POIs. I know we've done some environmental storytelling with some military, but hopefully we'll get to do more of those as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the Army barracks, and there's always my good old Red Mesa, and we do want to probably add more military stuff. There's Army camps too. We have some stuff in the game. We'd always like to add more. It's really just a question of time in each alpha. Lab bunker people. We actually have quite a few POIs that do have secret bunkers under them. We could always make more. I think a lot of us like that theme. And some of us don't really ever get tired of that theme.
There's a question says, do you guys wait for the new blocks assets or just create POI and edit later? Well, we make a POI, and if there's new blocks coming along, we may update the POI. It never ends. I mean, POI may be like 6 months old, and it's still we still update it with new stuff we get. So maybe we didn't have certain blocks before, and now we have them, and we can do it really how we wanted to. So yeah, so many POIs actually have been updated with new blocks.
Yeah, to add to that, we do have several new blocks now that have a tint shader on them, to where we have lots of different colored like chairs, and you can even color your sleeping bag now.
Yeah, if you guys rewind earlier in the stream, you'll see in the apartment there were several colored furniture. If you didn't catch it the first time.
More faction-specific details added to different POIs, pointing to more towards the upcoming storylines. That's probably going to be a 21 thing.
Has the well bunker POI got sleepers added to it? I fixed that.
Casino POI in the future, very likely.
Someone asked if the bullet casing in a dirty bathtub was some type of environmental storytelling. Not sure, but there are new environmental storytelling loot if you look out for it.
It's silly, but I'm excited about my new sleeping bag color. Aww.
There's been some talk about some new police stations, right?
Yeah, there's some initial designs floating around. I don't know if we want to commit to them because we've been busy with a lot of other stuff. But
oh yeah.
Let me put it this way: every one of us designers, in addition to our primary task, has side tasks of things we really personally want to see in the game that we sometimes start playing around with. They don't always make it into the alpha. It's more like R&D. But yeah, and things like police stations are one of those. I think several people have some things kind of in R&D mode right now, and their side tasks. We always have extra POIs that don't always make it into the alpha, but they're there, and they can usually, if they don't make it into the alpha, they make it in the next alpha. And this alpha is no different. I have a number of POIs that I want to finish, and everybody does. So.
On the topic of animals, I know the bear den has been updated, so oldie but goodie. So keep an eye out for that one in A20.
We will probably look a little bit into the sewers on the RWG night. I would think while we're kind of looking around the city, we'll go into a sewer or two.
Really cool stuff with that.
Yeah. Will there be chicken sleepers? What are you expecting them to do? 30 chickens jump you as you go through the doorway. We are probably not going to do timer-driven quests. There is some code in there to kind of do it, but it gives you like a bonus for doing it because that was a part of the original challenge notes. But yeah, I don't think we'll be doing time quests.
What POI has been the hardest to get right in your opinion? The largest ones are really difficult because there's so much that goes into them. We're working on pathing and layout and flow and architecture and lighting and sleep replacement and combat setups, and because they're so big, they take a long time to make, and you're trying to get all of it right all at once. They're a lot of work. So. Is dungeon POIs still priority increasing? We try to switch off a bit. It's probably skewed a little bit more towards questable POIs, but every alpha we've been trying to add more and more remnants or emptier buildings, just because not every single POI can be a questable POI, or we don't even necessarily want them all to be, because players need a little downtime or a POI that they can just go into and take a rest or explore. It gets a little bit grindy if every single POI is some big, huge dungeon full of zombies, How many new POIs are created for A20? What did Sasha say the number was? It was over 100. I don't remember the exact number anymore. See, that's the thing. We're all just making new stuff constantly lately, and we've even lost track of numbers on our own POIs. It's just nuts. It's over 100. Somebody said 145. That sounds about right.
Yes, there will be drones. We'll show those off in a different stream.
Do you set out to create a specific tier POI, or is it the result of playing it after? A little of both. I've got, I've made enough of these now that once I've got my block out done and sort of my path through the POI, if it's questable, I can usually kind of guess about the size of tier that it should be for the difficulty. But sometimes I'm wrong about that, and it's either a little too crammed with enemies or not quite enough, and I'll usually be only off by like one tier, so I'll go up a tier or down a tier. But it's pretty easy to figure that out as you're building it. Any POIs get axed for this release? Maybe. Why would you want to hear about all the awesome POIs that we didn't get to make or finish? That's kind of sad. Aww. Water treatment plant. That's my POI. Thanks. POI's more individual. They don't all. They don't. I mean, they don't all look the same. But yeah, we need more variety in every category. That's something we want to work on over the next couple of alphas. Is getting more variety in every category so that you don't see the same, kind of memorable POI. You remember that POI and you keep seeing it. We're trying to pad the variety as much as we can.
Article asked, how do we decide making PIs, whether to flag them as questable or non? It depends on the need. Like in downtown, it's very dense, so we had to design a lot of remnants to kind of pad those out so performance doesn't take as big a hit. So it's usually based on the needs, on what district needs the most help.
Were any original POIs removed or just additions made? Not completely removed. Some of them were untagged so that they don't kind of, if it's a really, really old POI from an alpha ages and ages ago and it's sitting next to a brand new POI and a brand new random gen, it looks a little bit odd. So some of them have been untagged, but they're not gone yet, and many of them are slated to be updated or remade or refactored, or so we don't want to lose that content or the idea behind that content. We might pull it though from showing up.
Someone asked about dimensions in cornfield. Farm POIs I think are 60 by 60.
So guys, we're about 15 minutes over what we had planned. We can keep going if you guys want to keep answering, or yeah, that's up to you guys.
Someone had a question about in A19 skyscrapers didn't spawn. That's fixed.
Yeah.
They do spawn now.
The incorrect number of stars on the US flag has been fixed. Thank you.
Will POIs ever get used the random part system? Files had an order randomizer. Yes. We do use dynamically spawned little parts, but that can be shown in the random gen stream. Any POI is inspired by other video games? Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of us are gamers, so we sometimes kind of do little nods to other games once in a while. Why do you want to show but can't? Oh gosh, you have no idea. There's a bunch on my desk right now that I can't show because they're not quite finished yet.
Beard faction and clean shaven faction.
Is that the Mama and Luigi's?
Yeah, Mama has a beard.
Yeah.
If we wanted, could we untag the ones tagged? Yeah, I mean, if you go in, people who mod the game can tag or untag things if they don't like a certain POI and they don't want it to show up. If you dig into the settings a little bit, you can, sort of the modding stuff in XML, so you can probably, if there's something you really don't like, you don't want to see it, you could probably figure that out. Any POIs in A20 made the team go wild as POI raised the bar? Oh yeah. We're always trying to kind of one up each other, especially now that the design team has grown. We take a lot of inspiration from each other and kind of show up to our weekly meetings and go, hey, look at this thing I created. And sometimes some of us are like, whoa, how did you do that? That's pretty cool, yeah, lately it's been happening a lot, so. POI, point of interest.
We're probably not going to have POIs that trigger an explosion that takes down the whole building. We've talked about a quest type that will do something similar, but I don't think there's gonna be like a sandbox thing where you step on something and then all of a sudden the whole building caves in.
That would just be rude.
It would be.
Add new POIs created by the community in a game already started or on a server already up, like hot loading POIs. That's more like a programming question. You could maybe ask that in the random gen stream upcoming, because that's got people in that stream who might be able to answer that question.
Actually, we do have a programmer stream that's coming up, where Sean will be there. A few others will be there as well.
That's a
and
good
myself,
question.
obviously.
I like that question. That's a good idea. You know, if someone could just load in a new POI and not have to restart their game, that would be pretty cool. I don't know the answer to that though. You should ask someone in one of the programmer streams.
Yeah.
Mega Crush Strength Factory. That's a good idea. We may or may not have talked about that.
How many POIs are coming in A20?
Someone said 145. So I don't know if that was someone from the team. Or, I think
that was what we said on the last stream. I don't know if you guys have done any more.
We might. I think we might have new ones already too. So 145 is now out of date. It might be. I don't know. It might be like 147 now. No, Hernan checked in a couple more. So it's like the number is growing every day. 145 POIs, and Rick said could be up to one. That's because we're going to keep in mind when we said 145, we're working on POIs right now that aren't complete, and then we're going to make more after that. We're going to keep going through experimental, and possibly even up to public release, because POIs are low risk. They can just be plugged into the game very easily and don't really disrupt the stability of the game at all. So, there's going to be more.
Oops.
Someone asked if their Alpha 19 POI can work in 20. I think a converter will be provided, like past alphas.
Yeah, there's a converter. There might be a couple blocks that will be missing, but for the most part, there is a converter. We'll get some info up on that by the time we release.
Any new restaurant POIs? Were you not watching the stream earlier?
You missed out. You're gonna have to rewind and watch it. And his name is Spicy Italian too.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, guys, the questions are kind of slowing down. If you want to go ahead and call it, and yeah. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thanks, guys, for kind of showing your POI work. We will be back next week. We'll be doing another one. It'll be the character artist this time. We'll be showing off the new zombies. I don't know what all they're showing, actually. I think that's the main thing. They're showing definitely the new zombies, but there'll be other stuff. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid someone. Thank you again, everybody, once again, for being here. And
yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for the kind words.
Yeah. And I will actually be back on Friday myself. So, oh, God, he's going to sing us out. He's going to play us out, everybody.
My name is Richard.